And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week.
Namaskar and welcome once again. Today is that day of the week when we get to talk to Padma Shri recipient Dr. Sudhir Parikh, and he answers our questions in our weekly show, that is this week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh, right here on ITV Gold. Namaskar, Dr. Parikh.
Namaskar everyone.
So, Dr. Parikh, let's start with the sad news of legendary Zakir Hussain, the maestro. He passed away at the age of 73 in San Francisco. It definitely is a biggest loss for all of us. So I'm sure you have probably personal memories and experiences to share with all of us. Please go ahead.
Yes, I have seen him, in last 30, 40 years, I think each time when he came here, I always made a point to go and see his concert because he was so good. And not only good, but he was such a nice, very smiley face, very pleasant person to know. Because sometimes most of the, these creative people, they remain aloof. But this guy was really very personable and very sociable. So I think I liked him very much. And actually, his tabla creativity is excellent. It's much better than anybody else. What at least I know. So, but unfortunately, I think he had that medical disease, which is called, I think, idiopathic fibrosis, where the lung, without any cause, lung shrinks itself. Even, in long time, after in few years' time. So, and there is, unfortunately, there are some treatment, but they are not good treatment yet. And they all succumb to this kind of a death in their 70s. And I think he must have got diagnosed after 70, otherwise he could have got lung transplantation.
Right.
But after 70, they don't do that.
They don't?
No, because they know that they're going to go.
Oh.
So before 70, if it is in the 50s or 60s, then they usually do. And it's very successful if they do the transplant.
Wow. Well, first of all, I want to thank all my viewers. I have actually gotten a lot of questions from our viewers today asking Dr. Parikh. So my question here is from Ajay. Ajay wants to ask Dr. Parikh that another unfortunate news of school shooting in Madison happened early this week. So this has become a repetitive affair in US. In fact, this is second time this year in Madison. So every time we debate with passion but have not really done much to fix the root cause. So is the solution in the home or airport type security in schools or both?
I think a solution at home, as well as there should be a airport kind of security, at least metal detectors and all those things. And those who, and they should check the, all their bags and carry on whatever they carry in the school, because this should not happen. This is ridiculous. Now it happens. Last year it happened for 112 times in different schools, and that number is sickening. And it happens so much that people, even public, gets numb, and they don't react even. That's what is happening now. So I think government has to take some kind of strong initiative to stop this thing or put the security everywhere in the school,
So I have another question that's from Nitin. Nitin wants to know that drone situation is getting worse in New Jersey and seems like expanding to neighboring states. Is the government telling us everything, or does the #1 superpower in the world not have any resources to handle this?
No, I think today there was 2 o'clock, there was a press conference from the government. I don't know you heard that press conference or not.
Okay.
And they are saying that this is done by government itself, and it was they are saying it's a classified information.
Okay.
So they don't want to say what they did or why they did, but there was no security threat or anything, and that's what they kept telling people. But but probably people don't like that kind of information. They should have done long time ago. Why they should waited? That shows that the agencies in government, they are not communicating with each other properly. They could have said on the day one that don't worry, this is one of our initiative or one of our project, and we are doing it, and the information why we are doing it is classified, but there is no threat to the people. That's all they have to say.
All right. So Sunny from Boston wants to know, top aides of Kamala Harris are evaluating her running for Californian governor in 2026, which would then take her shot at another presidential run in 2028 out. Your analysis on what you would recommend if they asked your opinion.
I think it's a good idea that she should run for governor, because once you run for governor, usually you are kind of executive officer, right? And that gives you a lot of experience being executive. But she already executive as the vice president, so she doesn't need it. And I'm sure she will run in 2028 because she has enough fund now, saved from the last campaign. And I'm sure she has that fire in her belly, or whatever you call it.
Fire in the belly.
Yeah,
yes.
so aggressiveness, and she will do it, and she should do it. Why not?
And Mukesh from New York wants to know, with Adani versus George Soros in recent news, looks like we just lost more days in Parliament as they were discussing 75 years of Indian Constitution. Is Rahul Gandhi bowling full toss to Prime Minister Modi by bringing up Savarkar and allowing him to bring up mistakes of Nehru and other Congress leaders? Is this giving Rahul and Congress any dividends, or does he need to focus on real issues of the day for the common people as leader of opposition?
I think everyone should focus on the real issue of the day, unemployment, economy, and all those things. And all this other thing has to be discussed, and at least people have a right to know what's going on. But there should not be, there has to be limit to it, and everybody should discuss it. And there's no need to, either party should worry about anything, about discussing anything, because Parliament is meant for discussion.
Right.
Yeah, so I think they should, but they should discuss mainly the real topics which affects the people day to day, like unemployment, job, poverty, and so forth.
All right, so this question is from me. Both Adani and Ambani have fallen below the $100 billion club, $100 billion club. So is India Inc. like under attack from global forces, or is there like closeness with Prime Minister Modi impacting them?
No, none of them, neither of one. So it's a economic cycle. So when you have multiple businesses, and when you are on the stock market, I mean, all this asset is nothing but their stock prices, right? Indirectly. So always stock prices goes up and down with their any reason, whether one of the companies is not doing good, or they have some kind of a legalistic problem, or their supply problem, or their whatever they are doing is kind of outdated, or there is more competition, and those kind of things. So I'm not surprised that if any billionaires falls below 100 billion, it's neither inside forces or outside forces. That's their own. They are businessmen, and they have to do business. And some business can go sour, right? I mean, not everybody, all business can be successful.
And so I'm sure you must have recently read that BJP is bringing one nation, one election bill to Parliament. So, and BJP needs like 2/3 majority to pass it. They should, they should have around 100 members. So why would they take that chance?
Well, I think this is a good narrative, because it sounds very good. One nation, one election, just like what we have here. I mean, we don't have one nation, one election, but we have, whenever we have election, all the elections happens on the same time. We have every 2 years election, right? But that is one nation, one election kind of thing. In India, probably it's a good idea because it saves the money, expense, manpower, and all those things. I mean, we tried that before in 50s, in 57, 58, and 53, I think, and somehow it did not work. I don't know exact details, but it did not work. It was chaotic. So that's why they went back to state by state election. And India is different because India is very diversified population. And every state is different. And now to again convert them back to one nation, it will take long time. And there is a law that not only Parliament and Rajya Sabha has to pass by 2/3 majority, but there is no 2/3 majority right now to either party, right? So that is difficult. And plus, not only that, even they pass, there are 50% of the state, means out of 26 states of India, 13 state has to pass.
Wow.
And which is a kind of a very tall challenge, and it will not happen.
But like people seem to be like, favorable for this concept. Right?
Concept is good because it obviously it saves the money, it saves the manpower. Everybody there's no election every day or every month. Right now, every month there is election. And government is not coming out of the process of doing the elections only.
But do you think like Congress is for it or against it?
Right now they are against it probably because number one, they think that if Prime Minister Modi is popular, and if it is one election, one nation, one election, then most of the people will vote BJP. Because see, when you go to vote, it's a human psychology where you vote on the top, you always end up voting down. So that's one thing they are afraid of. And number two, they are afraid because they say that they tried in the 50s and didn't work. Because that time Congress was in power, so that could be a reason. I'm not sure why they are opposing it, or they're opposing it because what government is doing it. We don't know.
Right. All right. So let's go to our rapid fire round, and I know you know the rules. Yes, no, and that's it. And my first question is from Sonam from Michigan. Wants to know, with ABC settling their lawsuit with Trump, is media going to be more friendly with this term with Trump? Yes or no?
Probably, yes.
Okay. Jolly from Pennsylvania is asking, 2024 was good for global stock markets. 2025 will be a good, moderate, or a low year for market? Yes or no?
I think it will be a good year. I mean, we predict that it is going to be 10% rise in the market.
Okay. Seema from New Delhi wants to know, is the Ukraine-Russia war going to get better or worse in 2025?
I think in the beginning it will get worse, because even today Ukraine killed one chief of the Russian nuclear program, and they took their credit for that openly. So if this thing is going on, then to and fro will continue.
Okay. And Rajesh from Chicago wants to know, what about Gaza, better or worse?
Gaza, I think what I heard today only, that they are very close to, so it will be better in 2025.
Okay. Okay. Anil from Washington wants to know, is it the good time for one nation, one bill? Yes or no?
Yes, I think.
Okay. And now this is from me to you. As we get into holiday season, any tips from a doctor getting around the holiday meals?
Well, I mean, there's no. I mean, medical tip is that still you can avoid the crowds and be careful what you are. I mean, you can enjoy yourself. You can eat whatever you like to eat, but be everything, eating and drinking and everything should be in moderation.
Before we give out this week's message, I want to remind all our viewers that you can follow Dr. Sudhir Parikh on Facebook at Dr. Parikh, and you can also follow him on Twitter. The handle is SUDPARIKH. Please go ahead.
Hi, dear friends. as we all know that holidays are here. We all are busy with our holidays, buying the shopping, buying the gift for our friends, families, and our loved ones. So enjoy the holiday, but be careful. Don't go in too crowded area. Still, the COVID is around. Number two, eat in moderation and drink in moderation and enjoy your holidays. So wish you all happy holidays from us to all the ITV viewers, as well as Happy New Year in advance to all the ITV viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much.